You're watching the Auto One V8 Utes series, protected by Armour All. While ute action on the track is always frantic, action inside the ute is also busy, with drivers constantly changing gears to put in fast lap times. Among the components that stand up to the challenge are rip-shift manual shifters, designed by V8 Ute competitor Fonzie Mullen.
Basically what we did was we made a spring mechanism and helped the driver assist from second or third gear. So basically he just turns his palm, hits the lever and it does the cross gate for you. So yeah, it works quite well.
Shifters have all been upgraded with heavier springs since the Perth round, and the forward shifter, which combines a gear lever all in one piece, has also been developed. The rip shift improves shift time without straining the gearbox.
It's good. It's a lot better driving with a rip shift and helps, definitely get through the gears in the tough moments.
For more info, head to the V8 Utes website.
Cars out on track for the third and final race here at Townsville this weekend. It's been a good one so far. And off the front row, I'm looking forward to this one because it's going to be Pretty versus Kim Jane. But how about this? Problems for Ryan Rhino Hansford on the grid.
So really disappointing for Hansford. Not quite sure what the drama is. Might be a bit of a clutch issue with that truck line forward, but either way, he's going to have to start this race from the back of the grid when normally he would have been starting out of P7.
So it'll be Pretty from pole position, just like he was in race one, but Kim Jane beat him down into turn two, remember, last time out. So further down through the field, Andrew Fisher. Jared McLeod staying out of trouble, having a fairly good race weekend so far. Graham Edwards, Gary McDonald, a couple guys that are rejoining the field this weekend. Adam Marjoram, a bit stiff to get penalised in that first one, or it was a pretty big contact, so he'll be starting a bit further down the order.
Tough weekend for Reece McNally too. Third in the championship coming into the weekend. He starts out as 16. Peter Burnett off the back row of the grid, but now ready for the all-important start. Who's going to win the drag race down to turn two? Will it be Pretty or will it be Jane?
Away we go. Nathan Pretty looked like it just walked a little bit off the line. He's been having a bit of clutch slip off the start line so far this weekend. Yellow flags at the back. I think that might have been for Hansford, but this is going to be tight. Through turn one, Kim Jane on the outside. Oh, contact in the middle of the field. It's Elliot Barber with the Vogue Financial on board. That could have been huge. Cedars is on the outside, but I think Pretty might have actually held on for the race lead. Jeremy Gray running it wide, and Pretty does have the lead. That's big.
So they all managed to get through turn two cleanly, but drama's here. Craig Donis and David Cedars, and around goes Cedars. So this has big championship implications.
Oh, he's in the middle of the track. Surely, bang, yes.
Fonzie Mullen cleans him up in the High-Tech Oils Commodore. So David Cedars, disappointing start to race three. But have a look up the front. It's Pretty leading white through turn 7 and 8.
Kim Jane slotted down to third. What a great start for Stephen White. Off that big race win in race number 2, Cam Wilson sporting the number 24. This weekend he goes toe-to-toe with Adam Marjoram, who's out in the dust. Elliot Barber taking this one from way back. He's locked him up. Look out. Oh, it's his teammate. He's hit Fisher at turn 11. He's turned the Jesus Racing Ute around. Oh, trouble. And Fisher did a great job to get out of that situation. Barber started that one from way back. Auto One replay him off. What happened here?
So have a look at Barber in the middle, gets squeezed by Jared McLeod. So we've seen Barber already have dramas at that part of the track this weekend. Now into turn 3, and look at Dondas leaning on David Cedars. Around goes Cedars, second in the championship. Most of the field manages to miss him. Fonzie Mullen just making contact with him. But here, this is a big one. Into turn 11, and Elliot Barber out of control, nails the back of Andrew Fisher. And have a look, listen to him light it up. Say, be a bit angry, bit of steam underneath the helmet there. So never ideal for the two teammates to get together.
So he managed to get that thing back out there, and we stayed green, no safety car. So everyone who was stranded on the tracks managed to get it pointed back in the right direction. Stephen White putting a bit of pressure on to our race leader now. As, oh no, this is Elliot Barber. Big damage to the front of the ute. What's happened there? So he's having a tough weekend, poor Elliot Barber.
He's certainly been in the thick of the action for good or bad. But Pretty now just trying to stretch the legs now on the Milwaukee Commodore. Stephen White continuing his good form from race 2.
Kim Jane will be absolutely desperate to get around him here because he'll know that Nathan Pretty with clean racetrack in front of him and about 8 laps could just about pull away from him. So he needs to get the job done on Stephen White if he can.
Baxter now having a look at Chris Walton for 4th in the background there. Will he have a look up the inside into turn 2? Sticks the nose up the inside of the Sage Commodore and through comes Harris as well. He says, thank you very much. I'll try and have a bit of that. Can't quite get past Walton though.
That was brilliant. Walton was swinging out wide to try the cutback or the exit, the old crisscross, and Harris said, yeah, I'll fill that gap. Oh, here we go. Now this is Elliot Barber, Vogue Financial on board. Oh, whack.
Lost the rear on entry to turn 5. Very easy to do that, but into the tyre wall he went. So fortunately, he hit the tyre wall, not a concrete wall, as Harris gets through on Walton. So our championship leader, bit of surgery to the front of that Falcon between races. He's got a white front bar on it. I'm pretty sure it was black in the second race. But anyway, he's up to P5. Good championship position for him.
He's had some internal surgery as well as we actually go for a ride rare spares with Craig Dontis. Harris had to get the clutch replaced before this last race, just made it out onto the grid. So a hectic weekend for your championship leader, but he's still at the front of the field, at least top 5 at the moment. Reece McNally trying to catch these guys as well, so he's starting to find a bit of form. Started further back, and here he is pushing around the top 10 as well, so that's pretty good stuff for Reece.
Important now for Ryle Harris to really consolidate on the position he finds himself in. His main championship rival, David Cedars, obviously we saw the drama at turn 3. So really good opportunity for Harris to get some good points on Cedars this weekend.
Craig Donnis and the Thirsty Camel crew. Craig's Nana lives up here in Townsville, 91 years young. Part of the Green Army, says Craig. It's his teammate who's out front at the moment. Nathan Pretty doing it strong in the Milwaukee Tools Ute. Oh, such a great part of racetrack. There's quick hands.
Will definitely be interesting to see if anything comes of the incident between Cedars and Dontis on that opening lap. Obviously, Cedars come off for worse in that incident, but might be just considered one of those racing incidents. I'm not sure.
Jared McLeod finding his way at the pointy end of the field in this one as well. Up in the top 10, getting a little bit taily. Harris with Walton behind him. Walton late in the brakes, pinches the left, nearly tags him through turn 13. These guys have been doing some kart racing to keep their skills sharp. But the man at the sharp end of the field is Nathan Pretty. After the break, we'll take you to the finish of this one. It's the Auto 1 V8 Ute Series, protected by Armour All. The action heating up between Kim Jane and Chucky Baxter. Baxter trying to get a run up the inside. Oh, Moff, this is a fast part of the track to get it done. Cut off the third.
Couple of veterans of the V8 Ute Series going at it, but Baxter up the inside of Kim Jane at turn 11. He set that move up on the exit of turn 8, was able to get the nose up the inside and complete the pass down into turn 11. That's brought Ryle Harris into this battle as well.
Oh, Harris is just stalking the back of these guys. He's in such hot form, Ryle Harris. He already has 4 race wins to his name this season. It's going to have a bit of a look up the inside, get some fresh, clean, cool air into the front of his Ford. That's had a bit of damage to the front of it this weekend. How about the lead that Nathan Pretty's opened up?
He is cruised away to a healthy margin at the moment. And look at Baxter now. He's got the rears all locked. Oh, can he hold on to it?
Drifting through turn number 2.
Oh, magnificent bit of car control.
It would look cool, but it's cost him a spot, and it might cost him another one. Oh, throws the big safety manoeuvre, the big defensive over in front of Harris. It's going to be tight out of turn 3. Ryle Harris, he loves it when the tyres go off late on the weekend, and he's going to be all over the back of Chucky, and I think Chucky's tyres are starting to get a little bit sludgy.
Certainly Harris is definitely flying the flag for Ford this weekend. We've got 4 Commodores up the front of the field, and you have a look up the inside.
Jane's lost it going in there. He's going to bang doors with Baxter, and look at Harris. He's got to get 2 in the one corner out of turn 9. Baxter's out on the grass, and Harris, oh, what a move.
And Walton able to get past Baxter, so that means Baxter's gone from 3rd to 6th in the space of a couple of corners.
That is just awesome stuff. Banging doors through 7 and 8 and going backwards, the Sage Automotive Ute, but he's got a few laps in which to try and resurrect this. Now, Ryle Harris now, the tap out, energy. I think those tyres are tapping out. He's Walton with a little bit of bumping there. Moves up to third position and third for the weekend. So that actually knocks Stephen White off the podium. So that's pretty important.
And have a look at Jared McLeod. He's moved up to P7, so having one of the best runs he's had all year in that McMahon Ute. And look at Baxter and Walton. They're going side by side through the kink at turn 1.
Around the outside, Chucky Baxter desperate to get some spots back, trying to celebrate his weekend here where he equals Jack Elsgood. As Moff mentioned earlier, McNally's tacking onto the back as well, so Dontis joining the crew. This is an epic battle with only a handful of laps left. I wonder if Kim Jane made the right tyre call here, because he sent the fresh rubber to the back. Nathan Pretty said, I want the fresh rubber on the front because I want good turn in, not better drive, and that's the difference.
Well, so far you've got to say whatever Nathan Pretty is doing, it's the right thing to do, because he's got a healthy margin and he's clear of all this chaos further back in the pack.
Rest Bears on board. The thirsty camel Ute bouncing through the curves. Baxter's tyres.
Yeah, he's all over the shop. The rear's gone on that Sage Commodore. And look at McLeod now having a look up the inside through turn 10. Baxter using all the road and maybe a bit more. Might have just given the wall a bit of a kiss on the exit of turn 10 there.
The McMahon Mining Clean Group Ute slots through. Thirsty Camel Ute wanted a piece of this. It's the camel chasing the roof seal. Through the streets of Townsville, we'll have 2 laps to go. Nathan Pretty, a comfortable lead at the moment from Stephen White, who's having an absolute blinder of a weekend, and Roll Harris.
Those 2 Commodores out the front of the field certainly are the class of the field at the moment. But this battle between McLeod, Baxter, Donis, and now Reece McNally, I don't think it's over.
I wonder if the Stratco Ute can get amongst it here, down into turn 2. He's had to drive the wheels off that thing all weekend after being sent to the rear of the field after qualifying with a fuel irregularity. Actually, everyone in his team got sent to the rear, and he's been driving like crazy to make up some points since then, because he's top 5 in the championship, desperate for a good bag of points still.
Baxter having a look at the back of McLeod. On board now with Craig Donis. Rest Bears in car through turn 5. Great part of the track here. Use a bit of curb there. Now turn 6. Have a look at Walton though. He's hanging the back out through turn 6. And Baxter having a little bit of a look into turn 7. Not far enough or close enough to get past McLeod. So putting as much pressure as he can on that McMahon Ute as possible.
It's my favourite part of the weekend, the end of race number 3. Everyone's desperate for points. The tyres are going off rapidly. And Baxter, he's not done with McLeod yet. He's going to have to come from way back. Everyone locks a tyre or brake coming in. McLeod runs a little bit wide. Oh, what happened to Baxter? He was having such a good weekend, being top 5, was on the podium at one point, and he's clearly got a problem.
Yeah, so Baxter falling back through the field. Donis and McNally, they slip through, and they'll be going, thank you very much. That was an easy pass.
He's just got one more lap to hang on, the Sage Automotive Commodore, so hopefully Baxter can bring home a good bag of points still. Last lap, Nathan Pretty out front. And this is the battle that's still going on for third. Kim Jane, winner of race number 1 this weekend, chasing down Roll Harris.
Yeah, so Kimbo showed really great speed in the first race. And things just didn't quite go his way in the reverse grid race. We saw him have that massive moment through turn 5 where he almost lost control of the car. And just doesn't look like he's had the speed in this third and final race that we saw him earlier in the weekend have.
Last half of the lap. Has Jane got any answer for Roll Harris? We know how strong Harris is late in the weekend. Can Walton maybe get up there and still 4th away from Kim Jane? Oh, bouncing over the curbs, just trying to get any advantage he can. But here's Nathan Pretty. He says he loves racing in this category. It's still professional racing, but it's not the cutthroat industry that you get in V8 supercars. And he's going to let it all hang out. This is how you celebrate a race win nice and early.
Bit of a Tokyo drift there for the fans coming out of turn 11.
Nice and hard into turn 13, the Milwaukee Power Tools car. Nathan Nitrous Pretty, a former winner of the Bathurst 24-hour race with Gary Rogers Motorsport, and a winner once again on the streets of Townsville. Checkered flag, and how about this? The battle for 4th continues between Jane and Walton. Jane just gets there, manages to hold off Chris Walton at the line. Baxter will make it to the finish, albeit a bit further down than where he could have been had he not had those issues. Here how they came home in the end. Great job, Stephen White. Roll Harris, well, he was pushing it all week and managed to come home 3rd in the last race of the weekend. Jared McLeod, such a strong result for him. Cam Wilson, he's there in 12th position. Tony Longhurst maybe still harbouring some of the back pain that he had that kept him out of Darwin. So thumbs up for Nathan Preddy. Well, might he be happy, because that's his 4th race win of the season and his 2nd event win on the street circuit. So there you go. He finished the event 12 points clear of Kim Jane, and Stephen White just bumped off the podium. Kylie Kings with our race and round winner.
Well, Nathan Preddy, back where it all began. You started the year so well, and here you are again.
Yeah, look, it's exactly what we needed to do, actually. I mean, after a couple of disappointing rounds, to bounce back, it's the best way I know how. We had a very good car at the Clipsal, which was a street round, and come back here, qualify on the front, have a semi-disappointing first race, have a very good reverse grid, and then win the last one was just perfect.
To the NZ Drivers' Championship, and Nathan Preddy does move up to 2nd position, but I'm left wondering what could have been if he didn't have that engine drama in Perth. He's now 45 behind Ryle Harris, and good to see Stephen White now up inside the top 10 in the NZ Drivers' Championship. How about this for a wild moment? This is the move that got Ryle Harris on the podium. He goes up the inside of Baxter, and Jane gets 2 in the 1 corner.
Ryle Harris, what a move to put you in position there.
Yeah, obviously the boys, I can't thank Stewie and the boys enough. We had a clutch problem in race 2. They replaced the clutch. The car was literally ready 2 minutes before we had to grid up. Had a bit of pace. I love it when everyone's tyres are off and when the cars move around. And yeah, we were lucky with that move. Sort of opportunistic moment, and we took it with both hands. But, you know, we're wrapped to be on the podium. We've 3 out of 4 podiums this year, and we've got a good lead in the championship still, so happy days.
Happy days for the Heyman Reese Holden as well, because Jesse Dixon for the 2nd round in a row is our SS Inductions hard charger. He passed 12 cars in race number 2. He's a rookie, and this guy's a rookie. Elliot Barber, not quite the perfect weekend for him, but he does hold on to that Rookie of the Year Yokohama honours. 406 points, and he's clear from Adam Marjoram and Jesse Dixon. What a weekend for Nathan Preddy. Pole position, a race win, and an event win. And the next time we'll see the Auto 1 V8 Utes protected by Armour All, well, there's a bit of a mid-season break as we are halfway through the year. We'll be down in Sandown in Victoria. Well, from everyone up here in Townsville, it was an awesome weekend. The troublesome Treybacks putting on one hell of a show, as we come to expect now from the Utes. So until next time, it's goodbye from the Auto 1 V8 Utes series protected by Armour All.